War of the Whales is the true story of how two men, an environmental lawyer and a whale researcher, confronted the world's most powerful navy to protect whales from high-intensity sonar. After the lawyer and the scientist both stumbled on evidence linking sonar exercises to mass strandings of whales, they teamed up to challenge the U.S. Navy, in court and in public, over its secret acoustic weapons and their sometimes lethal impact on whales.
I traveled to the last pristine whale lagoon for the Pacific gray whales on the Pacific coast of Baja, Mexico. And every winter, the gray whales return to this lagoon to give birth to their calves and suckle them, and then head out for their months-long journey to the Bering Sea, where they have their winter feeding grounds. I took my 13-year-old daughter along, and we went out on these tiny boats, and there's a remarkable phenomenon in this whale lagoon where the mother whales and their calves actually approach you in these boats, to the point where you can actually reach out and touch them and run your hands through the baleen in their mouths. The experience of that kind of contact with wild whales is just indescribable, and once you've had that experience, it changes the way you think about these animals. Having that experience and looking at my 13-year-old daughter's response to these animals, particularly in the presence of a mother and a calf on the other side, I just felt that I had to do something. And as a writer, I decided to try to tell the story of this generation of whales and what they've struggled with for survival. What most surprised me and what I uncovered in my research was the fact that the Navy's involvement in whale science goes all the way back to the 1950s. What I didn't realize is that the Navy had unlocked the secret to what made whales so successful and so dominant in marine habitats around the world, and that was their mastery of sound. It turns out that to navigate in the dark depths of the oceans, whales had to use a very sophisticated form of biosonar that had evolved over tens of millions of years and had been specialized to their individual environments. So when the Navy discovered this, they were totally obsessed with trying to crack the code of whale biosonar, because they believed that if they could reverse engineer this highly sophisticated sonar and incorporated into the next generation of their own sonar technology, that they could hold dominion over the oceans. What I hope readers will take away from this story is an understanding of the importance of tenacity and social change. Because this is really a story about two individuals who stood up to the most powerful Navy in the world. I think that they are real role models for anyone, particularly young people, who really want to fight for change.